G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out. I am going to use one of my new molds today to do the fairy flower. Now you've seen my chunky live edge, the large one. This is the fine live edge in the large size. So I haven't used it before. Not quite sure how much it's going to take. But I thought I'd try the fairy flower in it. So I've got my white mixed up here, my white pigment paste. And then I've got another cup of white, which is a bit more transparent. I've got some yellow, orange, and red. So we have, I'm also trying the Octopus resin inks this time, because last time I did the Holbein inks. So lemon, pumpkin, and sweet cherry. They're not alcohol inks, they are resin inks. So I've got them there, and we will get straight on to doing our little dirty pour. So I'm just going to do 3 layers. Yellow. I think my very first one I did, I put a blue in there and then I got a green, and I thought, I just want to try it with just these colours. So I don't know, we'll see what happens. All right, so that's 1 layer. Go with the second layer. Now the other thing I'm changing up, because you know me, I like to change things up. I like to experiment. I want to see if the fairy flower will work with the Let's resin. So that's what I have done. It's a 1-to-1 resin. So for this particular mold, again, I'm not exactly sure how much it holds. So I did 120 grams of A and 110 grams of B. So that's for this particular one. And we'll see what happens. If it's not totally full, that's okay. I just don't want it to overflow. That's the only thing. We don't want things to overflow, do we? So we'll see what happens. So I'm just going to get all this colour in here into my little dirty pour cup. So when you're doing this particular technique, I think it's important to realize what colors go with what colors are going to make something else, because we are literally pouring them into each other. So if you're going to add a yellow and a purple, you need to know that you're going to get brown, okay? So that's all in there, and I'm going to give it a bit of a stir, and then I'm just going to pour it into the middle. Like so. And I can't see any difference in colors. I can just see red. My gosh. Okay. Anyway, we'll see what happens. We may just get red, because all the other colors are just going to mix and blend. I'm not sure. It was a bit of an experiment. So I've got a 3 different experiments going on today. One is the mold. One is the different resin. And then these colors. Now, so I like to just give it a bit of a bang, just so that I can try and get all the bubbles stuck now off the base of the mold. I'm just going to do that to the side there. I can see a little bit of yellow poking through, so hopefully we'll still do that. Now the other thing, let's move my white. I'm still using my special white that I'm testing, so I will tell you all about that later. Now I'm going to use the pipettes. So where the pipette starts to thicken there or widen, I'm just going to cut it there, not over my mold, so that we've got that. This one's a little bit smaller. Now with the Let's resin, because it's winter in Queensland, Australia, well, it's in Australia, it's winter, it's pretty cold in here, so I let my resin sit for 15 minutes before I decanted it, okay? So my white is feeling a bit warm. When I used the Art Pro previously, I didn't do that, because it's a thicker resin, I guess. All right, here we go. See, you just squeeze the pipette, leave it in there, and it starts to suck that white resin up. Now give it another little torch there, just gently. Here we go. This is the fun part. We're starting to drop I am a bit concerned about the colors though. That just looks like a big red mess. Now I'm just going to be dropping my drops. So if you don't want to watch me dropping my drips or dripping my drops, fast forward, come back to me later. Because yeah, I just need to get this done. So when the pipette empties, this is a 3 ml pipette. I just got a box of, I think, a packet of 25. Now when that's kind of empty, I just squeeze that, drop it into that resin, and it will start sucking up while I move on to the next one. You are most welcome to use a piping bag to do this. You can use a little squeeze bottle. Yeah, whatever you find easy, whatever you're comfortable with. The first time I did it, I did a piping bag and it was a bit messy, I must say. It kind of dripped everywhere. I have more control over the pipette. Now I'm just trying to go in between each of those others there. Sometimes you can't get in between because, you know, it's a smaller circle on the inside, but I'm just trying to go on the inside there. And then as this starts to slow down or maybe gets a bubble in the pipette, then you know it's time to change over to your next one. So that stopped. So squeeze that, let it go. It can suck away there. And we're moving on. So yeah. So you guys into the fairy flower? It's pretty cool, isn't it? I did the course at resincourses.com, as you probably know. I've been doing all the, I did the Larimar, then I did the dragon flower, and now I'm doing the fairy flower. I will link their little website down in my description, and there's also a coupon code if you'd like to take any of the courses. You can do one course, you can do a few courses. They've got a pack if you want to do a few. And yeah, so I'll link that down below, and they will give you the recipe, the amount of resin to use, the number of drops to use, the type of resin to use, the type of inks to use, all that kind of good stuff. I can't share it with you because it's their recipe, it's not mine, so I can't. And I'm sure you can understand that. I'm not allowed. All right, here we go. Let's keep going. So I don't want to go all the way into the center because I don't want to have too much white in the middle. I'll just do one more little row. It looks to me like this particular resin, the Let's resin, seems to be acting a little bit different. But that's what I wanted to see how it would work, because I don't have very much of the Art Pro. The people at Resin Pro kindly sent me some to try, but you know, I haven't got a lot of it, so I thought I better try and see what other resin works. So you need to have a medium viscosity resin, so a thicker resin works. Otherwise your white dots, if it's a really thin resin that you're using, your white, which is, you know, heavy with white pigment paste, is going to just drop. And I don't know if this is going to just drop or what it's going to do, so we'll just have to see. But yeah, you need a thicker resin to do this particular technique. Now I'm just going around again. See, it's left me some spaces as those dots have pulled into the center. So I'm just going between each of those now. I'm putting another dot, and that's empty, so I'll squeeze that and put that in. And I'm going to go again with another row of dots. Oops, that one's got a bubble on it. Pop. Just going to go again with another row. But it's totally up to you how many rows you want to pop in there. So the pipette works quite well, I found. I like it. And in this one, I'm going to put some crushed glass, because if you use the glitter, you know what glitter's like. It can blow away and float away everywhere. So I'm just going to use the glass. That way I know it's not going to go anywhere. I always have some white left in my little cup there, which is fine. And then I've got some little gaps here as well. So I'm just going to pop a little bit more in, just in these little gaps. I hope the Let's Resin works, otherwise I've wasted all this product, but I just don't know if it's going to work or not. So yeah, just going into all those little dark spaces there that don't have any white in them. And then that will be it. I'll just come around to where I started from. Last one. There we go. So those ones in the middle have really spread out quite a lot. Now, this is the scary part. We have to pour this milky white into the middle. Oh, I can feel it's getting warmer. I'm hoping it's going to work. Look how pretty that is, though. Hey, look how pretty that is. I'm going to take a photo of it. Hang on one sec. Let me just take a photo of it because it looks very pretty. There we go. Took a photo. My other camera. I've got two cameras. Well, two phones. One's my you know, phone that you can use for phoning, and then the other one's for my camera. I bought it because it's got good cameras. Here we go. Find the middle, and then when you're happy with the middle, pour it in, and look, it looks as if my mold's going to actually take that much. So yeah, there's a tiny bit left in there. I'll just leave it in there. Okay, so give that a bit of a torch. Now I've got to find the middle and put my glass in there. And because it's just crushed glass, I'm hoping that it will just, you know, sink and won't sort of float away too much. It comes with this little, well, it didn't come with a little spoon, but I put it in there. I think 3 little scoops is enough. And then I'm just going to poke it down. I don't know where it's going. I can't see in there what it's doing, so hopefully it's doing its thing. Hopefully it's just sitting there. But yeah, it's not going to float. Alrighty, so that's it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, hey? Didn't need that cup. So I'll just keep sort of torching the top for the bubbles. And basically we'll just watch it. I will put you just on a little time lapse. Get my gloves off. It won't take long. It'll just be a couple of minutes. Okay, so it has set. Not quite sure if it's going to work. I've got a lot of little dots on the back. Little dots. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I changed 2 things. I changed my resin and I changed the shape of the mold. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. It doesn't look the same as the others did, you know, the ones that worked. I will link that one, that large, fine, live edge mold down below in the description if you want it, but it doesn't look the same, so not sure. Oh well, there's only one way to find out, isn't there? All right, here we go. Count with me. 1, 2, 3. Oh wow, not quite. Not quite. Got a lot of clear in the center there. But look at the edges. They're really pretty. Wow. But yeah, it hasn't worked in the middle. I'll put that down to, oh look, it could be the Octopus Fluids. Maybe they're just, I don't know now, because I changed the resin and I changed the ink, the Octopus Fluids, and I changed the shape of the mold. I don't think it's the shape of the mold though. I think it's more like either the resin or the Octopus Fluids. Wow, it's very different. Well, I will keep trying. I don't think I'll try this resin again. I think I'll go back to Art Pro. You know, I think if you stick with something and you know it works, then stay with it. Don't go changing. So there you go. All right. I'm not going to walk around the room with it. I don't love it. There it is. I'm happy to show you my fails as well as my pieces that work. All right. So there you go. I do like these outside edge. Maybe I could put like a big sticker or something in the middle to cover it. Okay, so I found this metallic gold sticker. And I thought that'll cover up the center that didn't bloom, so to speak. So I'm putting this video up to show you that not all things that I do actually work, even though you might think they do. So I don't know if it was the resin, because I changed the resin, and I also changed the inks. I used Octopus inks instead of the usual Holbein inks. But this little foil sticker, I've put it on, and I can't really peel it off again. But, so that's it. And then I thought I'd go around the edge in my gold pen. So let's do that. I'm going to give it a shake until that ball starts moving. And we'll see if we can save it. Because, you know, we go to a lot of work to do a piece. And it's really disheartening when you unmold and you're not happy with it for whatever reason. So let's just see if there's a way that we can, you know, save it a little bit and still have you being happy with your piece, even though it may not be exactly what you wanted. We'll just see if we can make you a little bit more happy with it. And I'm loving this already. And I know that the center didn't work. And, you know, it wasn't what I did. So you just have to remember, it wasn't what you did. It's the products. You know, they're different. They act differently if you're in a warm climate, if you're in a cold climate, if you're using different inks, different resins. Your resin might be just too thick and it's not moving. I think my resin wasn't moving enough to go through into the center there to pull everything through. It's a thick resin. Maybe if you're using Art Pro and you're in a very hot area, your resin's doing the same thing. It's heating up, it's thickening really quickly, and it's just not moving the way it should be moving into the center. So there you go. What do you think? Now we'll go for a walk around the room. I think it's saved. Look, it's not 100% perfect, but the edges are so beautiful that, look, I'm happy with it. I am. So there you go. How we can save a piece, hey? Let's come up here away from those bright lights. There you go. I've got that little shimmer of gold around the edge, and that matches the gold in the center. You can still see through it. You can still see my glass in the center. So there you go. Hopefully you've learnt something from this video. Don't be too hard on yourself. It's not an easy technique, and the products you use really make a difference. I think what I will need to do is try the Let's Resin again with the Holbein inks instead of the Octopus inks, just to see if it's that or whether it's actually the resin being too thick and just not moving the way that other resins do move into the center. So there you go. Hope you've enjoyed my video. Shows you that we're not all perfect, hey? But look, it's still really pretty. I'm happy with it. So thank you so much for watching, and I love my new mold. And I will see you all again real soon for the next video. Okay, take care, guys. Bye for now.